Subscribe and watch a heart-wrenching horror story. Don't forget to press the bell icon without getting scared. The writer of this story is Sanjay Kamli. A train was running at high speed from a deserted area. The train's iron tracks made a loud noise. The silence of the night was a little scary. It was 2 o'clock in the night. There was very little crowd in the bogies. As it was night time, everyone was sitting and chanting. A woman suddenly fell out of one of the bogies of the train, which was visible from a distance, and stopped a little far, dragging the dust from the stones. As she fell from the train, her whole body was injured. She was lying with blood on her face, looking at the train. And the train was going far away. She was blinded by the darkness. This was the 4th incident in the last month. The women were robbed of their jobs and thrown from the train. For days later, she was walking towards the platform. It was almost 1:30 at night. This was the last train. If this train leaves, she will have to wait till 5 in the morning. That's why she had to catch this train at any cost. But she was also scared. Fear, which she had been feeling for the past month. Last month, while returning home from work, she was sitting on her seat in the train and chanting. But she woke up from someone's scream. She opened her eyes. She looked at the sound quickly. 2 gangsters were beating a woman. There were some passengers in the train, but no one was moving forward to help that woman. Like the rest of the people, she was also seen scared and quiet. And then that man threw that woman off the train at high speed. All this happened in front of her. But she did not dare to complain to the police. And because of that, she herself was forced to travel in fear. The family also had to drive. The train started moving slowly. And with it, she also increased the speed of her steps. While running, she entered the platform. The train had not yet caught up with the speed. Due to the time of the night, there was also a very small crowd at the station. Some people were still getting off the train. So some people came inside. She also increased the speed of her steps with the speed of the train. And seeing the opportunity, she quickly went inside. The entire bogie was empty. Inside the bogie, the white light of the bulb on the roof was spread throughout the bogie. Holding her office bag tightly, she kept moving forward step by step, and sat on the front seat. When she saw the time in the clock, it was 1:45 p.m. As soon as the window on the left opened, a wave of heavy rain came in through the window. With that, she quickly closed the window. She was wiping off the raindrops from her hand. At that time, her eyes fell on the newspaper. She stopped for a moment from the newspaper written in big letters. Then once, the office lady was thrown down from the moving train. It was a picture of a dying woman. The fear that she was trying to ignore was overpowering her. She quickly lost her focus and started looking out of the window. Then the sound of someone's footsteps attracted her attention. She looked at the direction of the sound by tilting her neck a little. Then 2 men came in that bogie and sat on the middle seat. They were talking to each other. Now she was afraid of every passenger. She held her purse tightly and sat quietly. At that time, another girl entered the bogie. Maybe she was working. She was very beautiful in appearance. While looking around the entire bogie, the girl sat on the seat next to the door. Now the train had caught up with the speed. The loud sound was tearing through the silence of the night. When the girl saw the time, it was almost 2 o'clock. Then 2 men entered the train from the back bogie. They had a scarf on their faces. Only their eyes were shining. Her body began to tremble when she saw them. Seeing them, the incident that happened a month ago came in front of her eyes. At that time, there must have been 20 to 25 people in the train. But no one dared to save a woman from those 2 men. Today the entire bogie is empty. This thought made her heart beat faster. They looked around the entire bogie. And sitting near the door, they looked at the girl. They went to the next bogie. That girl closed her eyes and sat near the window. Maybe she was tired because of work. Now there were only 4 passengers in that bogie. Because of fatigue, that woman also began to see the effect of sleep in her eyes. While blinking once or twice, her head hit the window of the train. She looked in the car. It was 2:30. When she looked in the bogie again, the girl sitting near the door was also blinking. The 2 men sitting in the middle seat were busy talking. But a strange fear had entered her heart. She kept her head back and kept her eyes open. But in a while, she fell asleep. With a strange voice, she woke up. When she looked in front of her, the 2 men were trying to snatch the girl's purse. That girl was calling for help. No one was come forward. That woman was also sitting quietly out of fear. Seeing the incident in front, her body began to tremble. She was helpless and just watching. That man grabbed the girl's hair and started laughing while looking out the door. That girl was shivering. She was begging for her life. But he threw her out with all his strength. And a painful scream arose all around. That woman quickly woke up from sleep. It was just a dream. But the heart was still beating fast. She looked in the car. It was 3 o'clock. She raised her head and looked at the girl sitting near the door. And she was stunned. The seat was empty. She looked around. But the girl was nowhere to be seen. But on the seat next to the girl, there were only 2 men. I think he killed the girl. She was shivering. Then 2 men sat in the middle and attacked them. In a loud train. They started beating them. That woman sat under the seat out of fear. They were beating each other. Then she saw a newspaper 2 days earlier. She saw a news written in big letters. Then once again, the woman was thrown out of the train. There was a picture of a dying woman. She took the newspaper in her hand. Then she saw a man running down, trying to save his life. The same man was following her. Now that woman understood that she would also be thrown out of the train. Out of fear, her eyes started watering. A man was eyeing them around. When he saw her, he stopped. Someone had put a gun on the head of the man lying on the ground. Seeing that gun, the woman gave up her hope of living. Out of fear, the woman, who was sitting on her knees, saw her. And she was stunned. There was another woman, who was sitting near the door. Then a man who was coming from behind took his market blanket. They were 2 policemen. He held a gun in his hand. The woman said, I feel like opening your heads here, so that you don't make the same mistake. When speaking. Until take away. We have to be careful. That woman was an inspector. That woman lost her life. He pretended to be lying around. Seeing the picture of that woman, he was stunned. A picture was his own. Perhaps his soul was yearning for justice, which was finally found.
ये कहानी आपको अच्छी लगी हो तो हमें सब्सक्राइब करें, हमारा इंस्टाग्राम और फेसबुक पेज जरूर फॉलो करें।
और हाँ दोस्तों, सब्सक्राइब करना भूलना मत।